everybody. So, for those of you that don't know and are very confused by what I'm talking about and what I wrote on Twitter, today was Advocacy Day. So, I joined the Immune Deficiency Foundation along with, I think like 150 people. And we all went to Washington, D.C. And we all went to speak to representatives, senators, House representatives, and talk to them about immune deficiency. The Immune Deficiency Foundation asked me if I wanted to participate and speak and tell my story. And I was hesitant at first, but I said yes because I like helping in any way I can. You know, I'm not really a political girl. I'm not a politics girl. I really don't care about politics. But when it comes to stuff regarding immune deficiency and anything that has to deal with PI, I don't mind like speaking about my story and talking about my experience and telling people, educating, I guess, you know, educating people on primary immune deficiency disease, which, by the way, I didn't know. Last year there was only 400 diagnosed immune deficiency diseases. There was only 400, and this year now there's 550 different immune deficiency diseases. Crazy. It's crazy how every year we're finding more and more rare diseases that have to do with the
Mousy went to Plushington, D.C.
I was in Washington, D.C. Yes. You got one? I got one too. Boo! But also, I'm glad you were diagnosed so you can get adequate treatment. But that's what I was talking about over there. I spoke to a congressperson. I spoke to House representatives and their secretaries, you know, because some of them were very busy. I spoke to them and I told my story. Aren't they all like ancient? Well, it's fun. Okay, funny thing. I actually had somebody recognize me on the street. So if you're here watching, thanks for saying hi. And then I think one of the secretaries, like one of the like people that work in the offices, or one of the reps, like they kind of knew who I was. Kind of. They knew of streaming and they knew of me. I don't think they knew me. I just think they knew what all of this was. You know? I think they actually knew what VTubers
What we all
were.
really want to hear is, was it only voice or did you use the iPad, and which model did you use? I am praying it was my favorite worm model.
It was not the worm model. I did not use voice. I did appear as a VTuber. I used my Season 3 model. My Season 3 model, I see it as like it's kind of like my suit. It's my business model, I guess. Because it's all it's the outfit that I wear for Shoujo promotional stuff, so I think that's kind of like my official, it's my formal, like, I am Ironmouse outfit, you know? No, not the plushie. But I do have to say, I had to explain what a VTuber was multiple times. I had to explain what all of this was. For the most part, most people were very receptive and intrigued. There was only one guy that he was like, really...
How did they react
to the
VTuber anime model? Just curious.
Most of them were like really like intrigued, I think, and they were very nice about it. And there was this one guy that he kept asking me like questions, and he was very interested in like primary immune deficiency disease. And I think like for the most part, people just found it interesting. But like there was this one guy that he was just so weirded out, and he was like, he looked at me and he was like, "I'm so sorry, I've never seen anything like this before in my life." And I'm like, pfft. I'm like, it's okay. Oh, and then in one office, like, we were trying to get in, and so when you go to meet with people in Congress and like in the House and stuff, and you have appointments to meet with them.
Where's the
No, it was not recorded. It was not recorded because there were private meetings with people. There were private meetings in their office. It wasn't like on the floor. So like when you go into their office, they all have like a strict no recording policy. So for the most part, I didn't run into any issues because I think like they told them ahead of time. But there was this one office where I guess like they didn't know. So we came in and the woman was like, "You need to turn off your device now," to Rob. And he's like, No, this is a person. She goes, I see a recording there. You have to turn it off. And he's like, no, you don't understand. This is how she is appearing. She's a VTuber. She's a virtual content creator, and this is how she communicates. And we had to like, we like went outside. It was so funny. The lady was not having it, and then the IDF came and the Immune Deficiency Foundation came, and they were like, hey, we have an appointment. We said we had somebody appearing in this way, so this is not a recording. This is like an actual person. Yeah. But you know what? She was just doing her job, so it's okay. She was just doing her job. So I didn't mind waiting outside until we got it sorted out, I do have to say, being there and seeing what goes on every day, guys, I don't know how people are politicians. I don't know. That shit looks so fucking exhausting. Holy shit. What an exhausting life. Oh my god. I'd jump off a fucking bridge. Jesus Christ. Having to meet with people every day. Thousands upon thousands of people every day coming to talk about different issues and stuff, and having meetings that last 15 to 20 minutes at a time every day. Everything's not in the same building. Everything's in different buildings, and all the buildings are like, every time I went into like like one of those official buildings, the Congress or whatever, whatever those buildings are, they all feel like you're in the back rooms. Everything feels like you're in the back room. Everything is like liminal space. Like long hallways, scary long hallways, tons of fucking doors, and ornate elevators that look like they belong in a fucking movie of some sort of haunted house. And I'm just like, what is this place? Tons of marble and all the stone. And I've never been to Washington, D.C. in my life. This is the first time I've ever seen any of that stuff. I've never in my life ever been there, never seen any of the buildings. I don't really travel, okay? I don't travel. This is all new to me. So I'm like looking around like, whoa, what the fuck? I feel like I'm in some sort of like game, like a back rooms liminal space game. Everything is just it's so crazy. And it's just so like open, but it feels full and empty at the same time. Does that make sense? Everything feels full and everything feels empty at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's really scary. I just know that if I had a job in Washington, D.C. and I had to go around, I'd get lost every day. I don't know how people maintain their sense of direction and know where to go every day. If I was really walking around meeting with all those people, because we had a meeting with somebody in one building, and then a meeting with somebody in another building, and then a meeting with somebody in another building, and then we had to go to another building, then we had to go back to the first building that we went to the first time. And I was just like, oh my god, there's so much walking and talking, Jesus. And then on the streets, there was people protesting.
So
and
accurate
people
is Fallout 3
stuff.
now that you've seen it firsthand?
Yes. There was people yelling crazy stuff, and they had signs, and they were protesting and all this stuff, and some guy was screaming crazy stuff, and I was afraid he was gonna come and be like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god, what's happening? It was a lot of crazy things. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I mean, sounds like DC. I've never been to DC. I don't know anything. This is my first time. This is my first time Washington,
But did they
DC.
see you hit the meaniest twerk on Twitch.television?
No, but it's funny that every time we met with somebody, the person from the Immune Deficiency Foundation, after I would explain who I am, they'll be like, you should pull up Google on your phone and Google her. Google Ironmouse, you'll see. And I'm just like, oh my god, please don't Google Ironmouse, please. I'm like, oh god, don't, I mean, you can Google it, but don't Google it now. Don't do it now. So when I went to talk to everybody, I went in a group. It was 3 of us with the IDF representative and Rob. So it was me and 2 other people. And the 2 other people that were in my group to talk to the reps and the Congress people, they were super, super cool, super nice people. It was very nice to get to know them. One of them, they really like gaming too. And I was just like, you should stream. I'm here like telling them that they should become streamers and stuff. The other one is more of an older gentleman. He was an older gentleman, and he was very, very nice. But it was very interesting for him to get to know what like a VTuber was, and then I had met him the day before, and then today when I spoke to him, he goes, "Oh, I did research on you, and I saw some stuff online." And he was like, "There was some scandalous stuff that you said," and I was just like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you went on YouTube and you looked at clips."
The Capitol building is over 200 years old. Good old architecture.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all the buildings. It was really cool to see all the buildings and stuff like that. I know somebody asked if I cursed. I did not curse. I turned off my cursing. I almost did though. I was as respectful as I can be. No cursing from me. Did you meet Obama? No. I like how you raised your hand with the question. Is that how we're doing it? Are you guys gonna raise your hands now and I take your question? Mouse call. Oh my god, I said chat out loud. I did. I said chat out loud a few times and I was so embarrassed. Did you visit anywhere in DC? I'm gonna be honest, we were gonna try to go to the botanical gardens after, but one of the meetings that we had ran late. I did not go to sleep until like 5 p.m. and I literally woke up and got on stream. I literally only slept like 1 hour because I woke up to a phone call, and then I tried to go back to sleep and I couldn't go back to sleep, and then I felt like a person like scrambling to get ready for school to start stream. It was a very long day. I was there from like 9 a.m. all the way until like 4:30 around there. Did you ask anyone to become a VTuber? Yes, I did. I actually told the other person that was with us, I told them that they should become a VTuber and stream games because they like streaming games a lot. They like playing games. So I was like, you should stream games and become a VTuber. But yeah, you guys might be wondering why I was there. I was there to tell my story. I was there to tell my story, my experience with primary immune deficiency disease. But also, you know, I don't like getting into politics and discussing politics too much, but these are issues that affect people with primary immune deficiency disease. So I'm sorry if anybody gets offended by what I will be discussing right now. But please keep in mind, I don't usually talk about this stuff because I keep it separate from stream. I keep all that stuff away from all this because I like this being like a safe haven where we just get away from all the shit that's going on outside and we just have fun together. But I was there to talk about vaccines, which is important to me. It's an important topic, and I'm sorry if there's anybody who does not agree with me. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to do anything. Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be political, you know, but it is. Unfortunately, it's a heavy political topic. That's what people are saying. But to me, it's just like that's just life, right? That's just life. The reason why I was talking about that is because for those of you that don't know, people who have immune deficiency disease, so y'all know I have CVID. I have CVID, and I know you guys know that I don't make antibodies to fight infections, but I don't think you guys know that. I know some of you probably already know, but some of you probably don't know that that also means I don't make antibodies for vaccines. So if I get vaccinated, it's like it doesn't work. And my body doesn't make antibodies at all. So it's almost like I'm an unvaccinated person, and I
Hey
depend
Mouse,
on herd
what is the
immunity,
best way
like,
to
a
donate
lot.
to the foundation? You inspire me and want to bless who I can as I've been blessed.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you. The best way to donate to the foundation, you can do it on your own time. I think there's a website. I think Vel has the information. I think there's like a tag right there. Yeah, so I depend on herd immunity. I depend on people around me being vaccinated, which is another reason why it's hard for me to go out, you know, because I can't trust other people to be vaccinated or not, you know. And for those of you that don't know right now, we're kind of going through a thing where like measles is coming back, and that's very scary for me. Because if I get the measles, I will die. Yeah, so like if I get the measles, I die. I'm just not even gonna sugarcoat it. There are just things out there that if I get it, it will kill me. But thankfully, I am protected at my house, and my parents get vaccinated, and you know, I depend on their immunity and our house being safe for me, you know. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't believe in vaccines and are very adamant against them, and it's like, I just wanted to share my story and tell the people
vaccines
that,
are important to talk about, and we should be aware of the consequences. One of the most common symptoms of vaccines is adulthood.
That's true. That is a common symptom, adulthood. And you know what? I want to have that symptom. I want to have the symptom of adulthood. I just basically told my story, and I just told what I felt. I said I really want to go outside, and I want to be able to see my friends, and I want to be able to go out and not be scared of dying. I'm sure I don't have to like tell you guys about all the stuff going on with like medical stuff in the US right now. It's a lot. So I'm not here to like talk about that stuff a lot. I just wanted to talk about my experience on the stuff that I talked about there. And you know, we talked about vaccines, we talked about the importance of medical research, and we talked about the availability for Medicaid for people who have primary immune deficiency disease, because you know, the reality is that a lot of us are not fortunate enough to be able to hold down a job. And I just told my story. I told them that this is the only job that I can do, because I can't go out and I can't do things that normal people can do. So, you know, I was very fortunate and very lucky that I came across content creation and becoming a VTuber, and it changed my life. But not everybody is that fortunate, and you know, we need support and we need help, because treatments are expensive. Treatments are expensive, and we all come in different severities and in different varieties. And you know, I just want one day to see a world where people with PI can live a healthy, long life and not have to worry about things, and we can just live our lives, you know? I worry about your presentation being corrupted, and to see she's successful, has a job, see Ray D isn't our problem. No. Well, I will tell you, I am the rare case. You know, a lot of the people that spoke with me are you know, normal people, not weird anime girls. They're normal people that live normal lives, and they're all, you know, struggling. And it's crazy. It was nice to meet new people, but it's also crazy to talk to them and hear their stories. And it was almost as if I was watching my own life being replayed to me, because our stories, even though we're different people from different parts of the world and experiencing different things, our stories are so similar. It's always the same. It's always, I've been sick my whole life since I was a kid. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't get diagnosed until later in life, until XYZ. And people thought I was crazy. People thought I was blah, blah, blah. And when I got diagnosed, you know, I had issues trying to find a way to pay for a treatment. It was just the same. It's like, it's so sad. It's bittersweet, because you meet people that are just like you and that are going through the same thing you are. But you also meet people that are also dealing with the same issues that you're dealing with as well. So it's like, it's bittersweet, really, you know? And one of the people that were in my group, I think they're not as severe as me. Like, they could still like go out and stuff, and their like IV schedule is like different than mine. But you know, it's a very real possibility that if, you know, things continue on the trajectory that with lack of research and with lack of like the importance of vaccines, this person can become as sick as me one day. And I don't want that to happen to anyone. I don't want people to go through what I went through and to suffer unnecessarily. If we could stop it from happening, you know, that would be great. Do you have someone introduce you like, this is the three-time VTuber of your 2023 content creator of the... No. But the rep from the Immune Deficiency Foundation was very, very nice. She was very kind in introducing me each time. Because I would just say, oh yeah, I'm a virtual content creator. I'm a VTuber, which means, you know, I make content using them. I explained it just like this. I said, hi, I'm Ironmouse. I am a virtual content creator, otherwise known as a VTuber, which means I use a avatar to portray myself while I stream to people on the internet. And I explained a little bit about like VTubing and stuff, and I talked about what got me into VTubing. But then like they would be like, she's being too modest, and then they would like list like all this stuff. They would like list like all this stuff, and I was like, don't talk about me, please. This AI comes to, oh well, it's so funny because I think one person thought that I was like a program. But it was so funny. They're like, "Oh, this is."
Did you
an
mention
actual
you are a
person."
world champion butt spinner?
No, I didn't mention I was a world champion butt spinner. I should have though. I was very careful in like talking. I was very careful. I didn't mention any of the Satan stuff. I tried to be as normie as I could because I just really didn't want to freak anybody out, even though I was freaking people out, which is hilarious.
Barca wants to know if there was
goal?
snacks at the meetings, and I want to know if you talked to the others about the charity you guide do.
We did. Actually, it was the stuff that me and Connor did was brought up like a lot. You know, I am always happy to help the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and you know, they always tell me how grateful they are for me and Connor and the work that we do. So they're so kind. They're so kind. I love them. And I'm happy that I could help in any way, you know. Like I said, I'm not like a politics girl. I'm not like, you know, I just wanted to help out the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and I was just there to tell my story. That was my contribution to tell the big wigs. I wish we could have gone to the botanical gardens. That would have been so nice to see. But I was so tired. Oh my god. So like I said, I didn't finish till like 4:30. We had an additional meeting with an additional person. By that last meeting, after like 2 o'clock, I started feeling my body slowing down. And I'm like, oh shit. By that last meeting, I kid you not, I was struggling not to fall asleep. I barely remember what I said. I was delirious. I don't even know what the fuck I said. I was like, shit, I hope I didn't say anything. I hope I didn't call him chat. Like, shit. It was around that time that I said chat out loud. I really hope I didn't call them chat. I feel like if I did, I'll die. IDF is a very... Oh my god, talk about it. I said Pog out loud too. Holy shit. And I said Monka out loud. Oh my god. I was gonna die. I was gonna die. Oh! You know what's crazy? I almost forgot. Do you guys know when you enter a government building, like you go through like a metal detector and you have to put all your belongings on this thing, and then it goes through a little machine, right? And then it comes out on the other side and you pick up your stuff and you leave. Well, because I was on an iPad, I had to go through the machine. And for the first time, something I've wondered my whole life, I got to see what was inside of the machine. What was inside of the x-ray machine. I saw it. I went inside. I got a free x-ray. I got multiple free x-rays today. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of was like on the fence about tweeting out that picture because I had a feeling. I was like, if I tweet out this picture, I already know people are gonna be talking crazy shit. And of course, sure enough, humanity never fails to disappoint me. Of course, there's dumb people in the fucking tweet saying stupid ass shit. Yeah, the fucking assholes were front and center under that fucking tweet, man. Jesus Christ. I saw some crazy stupid shit being said where I'm just like, Jesus, can you like... How about you stop being stupid for like 1 second of your life? How about that? Maybe you might get friends that like you and people want to hang out with you and be your friend, and you'd have a great time in life and you'd stop being dumb. Yeah, politics makes the weirdos come out, but it's like, I was there to talk about CBID, to talk about primary immune deficiency. That's the only reason why I was there. I wasn't there for anything else but that. That's why I was here. And I'm glad I got to do that today. Proxy will take care. How did the speech go? Oh my god. I could tell you, the first one, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I felt like my heart was gonna come out of my throat. And I was really scared. And then Rob was like, don't worry, you got this. Can we talk about how helpful and how nice Rob is? He figured I was gonna be super, super nervous. So he wrote out a script for me. And he posted it and he gave it to me. And he was like, here are the key points of this, all the things that you have to say, that you can say about you as a person and about your condition, and just use that. And he was like, but I'm sure by the end of the day you won't need it because you'll be less nervous as time goes on. And I'm like, that is true, bro. I was just like, I was so touched. He's so helpful, and I love him so much. He's so great.
Did you tell Congress about your successful singing career? Did you give them a rousing rendition of your hit song Scuttlebutt?
No, shut up! I did not sing, but we did talk about my singing because one of the people in my group, the one that did research on me, that he went, so he said, oh, after I met with you yesterday, when I went to my hotel room, I decided to look you up and research you. And then he told me that he saw some scandalous stuff. But he also said he listened to some of my music. And I was like, oh, that's so kind. That's so sweet. So he listened to some of my stuff. I wonder if one day we'll see them in chat. Today has been quite a day. And it's not over yet because now we have stream. Oh my god, it was so cute. When I was leaving and saying bye to everybody, one of the people that was there, they were like, are you streaming today? When are you gonna start your stream? And I was like, oh, maybe like around like 9 p.m. It was just very nice. It was very sweet. I really hope they tune in one day. Hope they tune in from time to time. I did meet the day before, I did meet somebody from, they have like a special like youth, like teen youth program for like kids like with CVID. And one of the kids that was like they knew who I was and they were like so excited to like meet me. It was so sweet. And I was like, oh shit. I mean, just kidding. I didn't say shit. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh ah!
You know, even if a congressperson were to watch and read chat, they wouldn't have 7 TV to see the emotes.
That's
right?
True. They'd read everything. You know, you want to know something? When you go in to meet with the Congress people and you meet with like House of Representative people and you go into their office, which by the way, like I said, every building, when you go inside, like the hallways are really long, very liminal space with doors like on like tons of doors on either side. And then, you know, you go into their office and everything just looks the same and scary, as if I fell into the back rooms. But when you go into the office, there's a sign-in book, like in the front. There's a sign-in book, and you have to sign in. And Rob was signing in, and you have to put in your name and your emergency contact. So Rob would just put Ironmouse, and then he'd put twitch.tv/Ironmouse. So in all these Congress people's books, you'll have me advertising my fucking channel. I love the implication that in case of emergency, please contact chat. They would be contacting chat, and you guys would be here to answer all their questions, right? Oh my god, what if they see White Among Us gay sex? Oh my god. I just can't even imagine how confused they must be. Like, seeing, like, all these weird things. They're like, what the fuck is White Among Us gay sex? Imagine Congress played Among Us. Oh my god. I'm sure there's some Congress people that are gamers. There has to be.
That's really Giga Chad behavior. That's like leaving a business card in the guest book.
I don't think they fear VTubers at all.
Most important question, did they bring a 3-foot stand for the iPad to properly show your correct height?
Oh my god, talk about stand. When we would meet with people, we had to introduce ourselves, so we all introduced ourselves. And of course, that means Rob has to also introduce himself, you know, and he introduced himself as my team member, blah, blah, blah. But the first time he introduced himself, he said he was my stand. And I'm like, these people don't know what the fuck a stand is. And we had to like explain that it was like a anime thing. We had to explain to them and everything. And the guy, one of the guys that was with us, he was like, "Oh, I know anime. My daughter loves Sailor Moon." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so sweet. That's so sweet." And then and then I was like, "I'm named after a Sailor Moon character." And I was like, "Oh, my daughter's gonna be so jealous." It was so sweet. Very nice, older gentleman. Super, super nice, super nice. Very, very sweet. Calls every congressperson old. That's not true. Listen, people come from all ages. I saw some younger representatives. There were some more seasoned representatives. There's all types of people. There was this, and like I said, there was this one guy that thought I was just bizarre and he was weirded out by me. And it turns out the guy that was most weirded out by me was the younger gentleman. And he wasn't old. Which was like, oh, okay. Crazy.
I mean, how did you explain yourself to Congress? Like a puppet master for a modern digital era.
How did I explain myself? Oh, well, I would explain to them that I was a virtual content creator, otherwise known as a VTuber. And I basically am a faceless creator on YouTube and I stream on Twitch. And I do this for a living because it's basically the only job that I can do. And I also said that the reason why I chose to go faceless is because as a patient of CVID, I have a lot of assisted medical devices that were very noticeable, and I was very self-conscious about the way I looked and all the devices that I had on me. So my biggest fear and my biggest anxiety was having to explain my disease to people every day. So I decided to be an anime girl, and I didn't want to talk about it because I wanted people to see me as a normal person. But then, I kept on getting sick, and people started asking questions, and it was very hard to hide. So then I came out and told everybody about my condition. Oh man, but the people in my group, their stories are crazy. I wish I could tell. I don't want to tell this person's story unless I ever got their permission to speak about them, because it's one thing to talk about it in Congress, and it's another thing to be like, "Hey, I'm on a streaming to thousands of people, and I'm going to tell you this woman's story," which is very specific and a very rare case. Essentially, basically almost doxing the person. So I can't. But her story was fascinating. Fascinating, I tell you. Their story was extremely fascinating. I met so many fascinating people. I feel like my story sounds boring compared to all that, but I'm sure that they could say the same thing about me. My mom is immunocompromised now, so you give me hope. Aw, I'm so sorry to hear that your mom is immunocompromised. It's a tough life, bro. It's tough, but we're trying to make it work. You know what I mean? Yeah, I found a way to interact with the world. And it's sad. It's crazy to think that there's so many other people out there. Apparently, so far in the United States, there's only 500,000 people that have been properly diagnosed, which is very scary to think, because there's so many people that live in the United States, and there's so many people that are probably not diagnosed. That's a lot of people, but also not a lot at the same time, because when you think about how many people are in the US, like, there's so many people that are probably living their life and getting sick and not knowing what the fuck is wrong with them. Do you think they'll have you? You raised your hand. Do you think they will have you or others come back to talk about it again? I hope so. I would love to talk about it. I would love to talk about it some more. I would love to. I told the Immune Deficiency Foundation, I told them, if you ever need me for anything, just tell me, and I will do what I can, because, like, they help a lot of people like me, and they helped me when I needed help, and the least I could do is help them when I have the resources to be able to help others. That was the first thing that I decided that I always wanted to do, because, I always was the one that needed help, and I was in a difficult situation my whole life, and I would always think, man, if I ever get the chance to help people, I want to help people. And thankfully, I have been given the chance to help other people, and I want to do as much as I can to help as many people as I can. Even if it is just talking, you know? Because, like, I can't donate plasma. Unfortunately, because I receive plasma. But, you know, I can do... The best that I can do is donate my time, talk about things, put in work, volunteer when I can, do whatever I can do. Yeah, advocate as much as I can, which is very important to me. Didn't think I would be doing all this stuff, but I'm happy that I am, and it's all, honestly, at the end of the day, it's all thanks to you guys that
keep going.
My life
I
has
have
changed.
to ask, what did your mum think of you going before Congress? Plus, we definitely need business suit Mousy.
My mom still can't believe it. She's like in shock. My mom is like in shock. Also, my mom's really sad that I couldn't record because the thing about my mom is she's very different from me. I do not like politics. My mom loves politics. My mom loves politics. She fucking loves it. I think she wanted to be a politician, but she, you know, unfortunately, you know, life did not bring her to that point. But she really wanted to do something with politics. That was like her dream. She loved it. She loves it a lot. So she found it so fascinating that I did this, and she's very proud of me, and but also afraid because she's like, is that okay for you to talk about these things? Because won't people be mad? Are people gonna be mad that you did this? And I'm like, I hope not. I'm just talking about my disease and my experience. That's all. She just wants me to be okay. They better not. Well, you know, because I tell her, like, I've told her about stuff, and I told her that, you know, I don't get into, like, politics or religion or anything. That's, like, not what I like to get into. So, you know, for me to, like, go to her one day and be like, hey, by the way, Mom, I'm going to Washington, D.C. And she was like, what? You're what? Yeah, worried about us. Yes, worried about you guys getting mad.
Have you ever thought of doing a special Speak of the Devil episode with the president of the IDF or people affected by?
I would love to. I would love to. I think I want to ease them into it because I know a lot of them are not used to this type of environment. But I would love to do something like that. Me and Connor, we've been trying to come up with something special to do. We've been brainstorming stuff together, so yes. Anyway, yeah, I think about like how far I've come, and I would have never even thought that I would even be capable of doing something like this like 6-7 years ago. 6, 7, 8 years ago. Hell no. I mean, I didn't even think that I'd be able to like stream 6, 7, 8 years ago. Let alone go to fucking Washington, D.C. and talk to people over there. I was so nervous today, man. I was so nervous. Oh my god. I need to get used to doing stuff like this, because like I threw up so much in the morning. So I was like, oh. The rep from the IDF told me, they were like, it's okay. It's just Congress people. It's fine. You talk to the people on your stream, like, and that's a lot of people. And I'm just like, yeah, but when I'm on stream, it's like I'm in my house, and it's like I feel like I'm talking to like a handful of people in a room. I don't really feel like it's a lot. It's different when it's your chat. It's different when it's your stream, because I feel like I don't know you, but like I know you enough, like you're my chat. So it's like our community is our community. I'm going outside of my community and talking to people that they don't know what the fuck PogChamp means. Oh my god. Talk about it. Alright, don't listen. Can I tell you I was like deathly afraid to speak Spanish? At any time, anywhere there. I was like, holy shit, maybe I shouldn't tell anybody that I speak Spanish. And then I met somebody who was a chat person, a fan, I guess. Fan, supporter. I'm walking with Rob and like with the group, and then I hear somebody yell out Ironmouse, and I'm like, what? And then this guy with his I think it's his family, he runs up to me and he's like, oh my god, I saw your tweet that you were here, but I didn't think I would. So thank you for coming by to see me. We took a picture and it was very cute. It was very sweet. Almost like they're everywhere. Oh yeah, offline stream sniper. Thank you, offline stream sniper. If you're watching, don't hesitate to tell me hi so I know that it's you. Unless you don't want me to and you don't want chat to know it was you. I don't know if they were a local or a tourist. I didn't have the chance to ask. Also, they seemed... Okay, if you're watching, I hope this doesn't come off like... You seemed very, very nervous. It was very, very sweet. They were very, very nervous. I feel like they were nervous. Because they, you know, they kind of like... I guess they were just like in disbelief that they ran into me. I wish I could have asked you more questions. I'll be nervous. Why? It's just me! A dumb bitch. A dumb broad on the internet. That's me. I can't believe Rob took a picture of this. Look at this. You guys are gonna laugh. Look at this. So like I said, when you go into the offices of each rep, they have like a sign-in book. And this, here it is. Here's a sign-in book. So now there's Ironmouse, twitch.tv/Ironmouse in every single fucking book that of the people that we went to go visit. Isn't that funny? That's hilarious. That's your address? Yeah, Vishojo HQ, duh.